All right, so this is the updated calendar app. I know I showed it before, and I said, "Oh, I used AI to make a calendar app, and I had it do most of the stuff for me." Well, uh, I wanted to add new features, so I eventually just kind of learned what it wrote, and I looked at the code base, and it wasn't necessarily bad that I had it write for me, and I don't think it's bad, especially if you're just making things for yourself, because then you get to learn things that you wouldn't have known before, like yeah, like if I'm looking at code that someone else didn't write, it's I don't know, it's kind of did good because then you get to learn things you didn't know before. Because I wanted to write certain things, and like that's some of the things I wouldn't have known how to do, and now I have more of an idea how to do it. And I had to eventually, obviously, not use AI to make it, and then just learn what the frick the AI wrote, and then refactor it, which God, it took a little bit of time. And I don't think it was necessarily bad because the thing is um, you know, I don't think it's bad to have AI write all of it for you, but it has to be in like the right context of what you're doing. And you have to look at it and make sure, hey, is this good before you just copy and paste? And then at the same time, sometimes there's points when you're like, okay, well, this is a problem I need to solve. Well, what you could do is, okay, well, where the problem's at in your code. You can just copy and paste. You could try to fix it, copy and paste it, give it to AI, and then have it suggest, tell you what the problem is. But then when it shows the point where it's like, okay, well, this is the changed, this is the changes I've made. Ignore that. Try to fix those problems. Send it back and be like, is this good? And keep doing that iteratively until it says it's good. And I know that you shouldn't 100% rely on what it says because AI can be wrong. So you have to keep that in mind and use your own brain too to make sure that it isn't you know lying to you or whatever. But anyways, as you can tell, I'm moving around pretty quickly and I'm not using my mouse. I added Vim key bindings. So if I press 0, I go to the beginning of a day. A week. And if I press star or $sign, I go to the end of a week. If I press G, I go to the beginning of the month. Shift G, I go to the end of the month. And I use HJLK to move around. Press O to open up a note for a specific day. Press P and N to go back and forth between different months. If I open a note, I can scroll through the note with J and K, and it's in an iframe. I have a new feature with to-dos. As you can tell, I can use J and K to move up and down through the to-dos. The tab I'm in currently is what's called the undefined to-dos or untagged to-dos. They're to-dos that aren't categorized by anything, so they're just general to-do. Well, I'm sorry, that's this tab to the left. This tab that's to the left that I'm going to, you can see which one's being highlighted. This is the general undefined to-dos. And I could press I to add it to do like that, and I could press I again to add another to do like that. And I press JK to move it up and down, and I press Shift J and Shift K to change the order and priority of them. Press S to change the status. Yellow means in progress, green means done, red means not started. Just so and then I can press MD to delete, and it's a soft delete, so I can actually do a restore. If I do MX, I can restore it before it's deleted. M selects the to do, and then U selects the tab, or it does a context menu for the tab. I can also use my mouse if I want, to right click and delete. But yeah, I can actually delete it to show you that it'll actually delete after. So what happens is you hit the delete button, and then it sets delete equals true, but the data is still there. And then after so much time goes by, it actually deletes it. So that if you deleted something and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't want to delete that, you can restore it. You can do that for a tab too. So like if I press U and I decide to delete a tab, that's everything inside the tab. I could restore it too, so that it doesn't get deleted. Anything highlighted in red is, obviously, as you can tell, about to be deleted. If I hover over an item like this and I press O, I can see the reference day where I referenced that to do. So I referenced that on this day. So and it puts see whatever section's black is the selected day. Whatever is highlighted with a blue border is today. So anyways, I see the reference is on the second uh, day in the month, so I click on that, and then I open that up and like see oh, it's in the tab and that works. So whatever's before this vertical bar is the tag for it, and whatever's after that is the name. Uh, and whenever I make a note, it will actually create that to do in this to do tabs, or I can add it manually, and I can manually. So I can show you that. So uh, this is set up for my ultra wide monitor, which is why this didn't show up correctly. Ignore that, pretend like it did. I have to record videos in 1920 by 1080 because it is what most people look at. But generally, I don't use a 1920 by 20 by 1080 monitor. That's why it didn't show up correctly. But if I did, just pretend like that didn't happen. I can make a tag name hello, and then put the name for the to do what up. Save it, and you can see there's live updates on the right, and I can make a new header. Dude, just like that. I can make a table. Because this is ASCII Doctor. ASCII Doctor is the inferior Markdown. I prefer it because you can do cool stuff with it, but it's not for everyone. It's fine. This is my table. You can see that it updates pretty quickly. It uses polling and not like WebSockets, just because I think polling is not as intense as WebSockets, I think. But anyways, also it uses atomic saving, so that typically when you save a file, when the write operation is done, it wipes everything from the file and then it writes the new information to it. That is bad. So what this does is it writes it to a temp file and then moves the temp file to the new file, so that you can ensure that the JSON data that's also being written, which is the to-dos and the references to the to-do, are also like intact. So yeah. So and then if I right quit, do a right quit, I'll be like, okay, well, do you want to save the to-dos you wrote in this file? And I could say yes. So boom, and it saves. And then when I close out of this, this is linked to this application is linked to Electron, so it's being launched and unlaunched, closed. Well, it's not being closed through Electron, but it's watching when the application gets closed through, I think it's called IPC events. I don't remember exactly what it's called. But anyways, then when I close this, it should close the iframe window that showed up as well. So now when I go to my to-dos, you should see that I added that to-do. What was it called? What's up? Hello, what's up? So you can see that, oh, that didn't happen. You can see that. You see that the tag is hello and then the name is what's up. So we go to the tag. Oh, I'm sorry, in reverse. The tag, I need to switch that around. I had it previously have the right area, whatever's in the right area. So to the left of the vertical bar, uh, be the name, and whatever's to the right be the tag. But I need to switch that. So, oh wait, did I? Unless it's somewhere else. No, I didn't. So yeah, I need to switch that, but you could tell that I added it. So the tag name is what's up, and then the to do is hello. But not a big deal. I just need to update that little thing, and I can also change the order of the to dos. So if I like go to the calendar app, I can press Shift and J and K to move the priority. And I can right click, and I can also shift drag if I wanted to change the priority if I needed to do that. Um, oh, and I can show you that this will actually show the reference for that day I added it. And you see it highlighted that day. I can move this to a different spot so you can show that that actually works. Oh, I mentioned this on this day. Oh, it highlighted it. Oh, now it shows it up. Shows it. Shows it up. Shows it. What? I don't know. Weird grammar. Uh, then I think I can show you this. I can add a new tab. With a new to do. Bada bing, bada boom. Added a new tab with a new to do. And I think I showed you I can change the status. Red means not done. Yellow means in progress. Green means done. But yeah, um, think that's it. Um, Pretty cool. Um, Everything I make, like I do this crap because it's always my way or the highway when I make things. Like I didn't I like keeping things organized, but I don't organize it if it's not the way that I want to organize it. And if I can't organize it the way I want to organize it, then it just doesn't get organized. Uh that's just the way I am. So that's the entire reason for me making this. Uh and it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot of different things that I didn't previously really know. So, yeah, there you go. There's the whole shebang.